The Sochi Spotlight. Thank you for joining me for another video blog from the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. In my home, as most Americans, we've been enjoying the spectacle and the grandeur that comes with watching the Olympic Games, and we're proud to cheer on our American athletes. But the Olympic Games have never been just about the games. They've also served as the backdrop for numerous political and ideological dramas. One can't help but in this year's Games, in particular, bring to mind the Cold War-era tensions between Russia and the West. In recent weeks, much attention has been focused on the militant Islamist threat to the Games. While it may seem strange to mix sport and Islamist extremism, we must remember that it was the '72 Summer Games in Munich that awoke many to the reality of terrorism. The spotlight on the security situation in and around Sochi gives us an opportunity to examine the threat and explore the pathways toward that may stem the tide of growth of Islamist extremism and build real possibilities for freedom for the peoples of the Middle East. For over decades, Moscow has employed a fascistic, repressive policy that served to alienate much of the Muslim populations. They've done this in the name of counterterrorism, but the realities have increased tensions rather than quelling them. Russian tyranny and regional ambition has created a perfect storm for jihadists domestically inside Russia and in the Middle East especially, for recruitment from the Caucasus to Syria and Iran and the Gulf. With America and Europe refusing to substantially support voices calling for reform in Muslim-majority societies, a dangerous vacuum has been created. For decades, we've relied on Arab dictators and Russian nationalists to crush militants, turning a blind eye to the undeniable fact that this fuels militant Islamist ideology. In what could be termed Cold War 2.0, we've seen the reascension of Russian influence in the region. A country beleaguered by its post-Soviet failings has capitalized on American passivity to basically resurrect its own regional aspirations with complete disregard for human rights and liberty in the entire region. Domestically, Russia has long been one of the worst egregious violators of religious freedom globally, repressing many religious groups and communities within its own borders. In the name of combating radical Islam, their repressive policies make no distinction between violent and nonviolent ideologies. As a result, separatist groups have flourished in the underground of Russia's Muslim communities. Non-radical Muslims are targeted by those who use Russia's repressive policies as justification for their toxic ideology. Internationally, Vladimir Putin has strengthened ties with Iran, expressing support for its regional and nuclear ambitions, helping them bypass sanctions. And just this week, Putin has been seen strengthening ties with Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, Egypt's dictator-in-waiting. Perhaps most significantly, Putin continues to openly support the genocidal Bashar al-Assad. Syria is just another example of how radical Islam's greatest friend is sweeping repression. Also in the name of counterterrorism, Assad's brutal policies, carpet bombing of opposition towns, and campaign of genocide have only turned Syria into the world's largest breeding ground of Islamist jihadists. The Syrian revolution against Baathism, which began as a political revolution, has now turned into a deeply sectarian battle, all done with Russia's active support. Many in the West have been content to ignore the situation in Syria. It is not uncommon to hear people say, well, the Muslims should be allowed to destroy each other, or, well, if the Sunnis and the Shias kill each other, what does it matter to us? This negligence is not a solution, and in fact creates an even greater opportunity for hardened, battle-tested, militant Islamists from both sides, Al-Qaeda and Hezbollah, who have no love for us on either side. America holds the key to whether the Arab awakening can transform itself rather from an Islamist winter into a real spring of liberty. The solution is in stark contrast to the repression that Russia is asserting. It doesn't have to cost one soldier's life or anywhere near the billions of dollars we spent in Afghanistan and Iraq. It requires that we first understand that the sides at odds in the battle that's raging within the House of Islam, and it requires that we take sides. Contrary to the media narrative and the conventional wisdom of the Beltway and even The way Russia wants you to see this, there are more than two fronts in this battle. We must take the side of those that embrace the same or similar ideological concepts that led to the American Reformation: liberty, freedom, and secular government. The majority of Muslims, and certainly the majority of Syrians, do not embrace the dead end of the Islamic State. They've been saddled with the binary choice of either secular dictators who hold their populace under their boots, or theocratic extremists who do the same only in the name of God and Islam. Military options against both of these threats have been tried for over 6 decades, and they've all failed. But we won't win the greater battle for liberty until we engage in the ideological front and embrace the principles that we proclaim are meant for all humanity. And it's time that we assume that the mantle of leadership and use the power of American ideals to defeat these other ideologies and begin the generational process of defeating those ideas of repression and supremacism. So take some time, take a moment, visit us at www.aifdemocracy.org, where you can sign up to our mailing list. We also hope to see you on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you.